Hello everyone! It is this time again to get back to reviewing some epic LEGO sets, and we're going to start off today by looking back at the year of 2019. So this is from Ninjago Wave 2, the summer of 2019, and I haven't watched the series, but these are particularly about the different elemental tribes. And then Zane apparently is now an Ice Emperor, so he's now a bad guy, but apparently not in this set. So what leaves me to believe is, I guess ninjas now have to rescue their friend who turned evil? I don't know. If you've seen the series, just tell me. I haven't watched it. But anyways, this is Lloyd's Titan Mech. And let me tell you one thing before we start this video. This set is huge. It is massive. I mean, I have to change my camera angles and everything, zoom down, and just look, the mech can't even fit inside my shelf here. So it's it's a huge mech, and you can really tell by the box. Like, this thing, holy Jesus, this thing is huge, massive, very massive. Set 7076 with 876 pieces, which is not a lot for something this big. I'm just saying, I kind of had higher piece expectations for a set that was very, very big. Here's the back. This is like a little comic strip showing all the functions of it. And yeah, so just from the box alone, you can tell this thing is huge. And this thing is almost as tall as, I don't know. I will do a video when I build the Hero Factory Witch Doctor action figure set, and I'll put him side by side with this mech, because I've seen that Witch Doctor figure, and he's also huge. So now this makes me wonder if I can compare this height with that Witch Doctor. But anyways, Hero Factory is for another time. This video is about Ninjago. So let's get this massive behemoth out of the way first and just look at the figures first. And it's very heavy too when you hold it, I'm just saying. So first things first, before we get to the figures, it just came with a small brick separator, which is the classic orange color. And yeah, that's really it. Starting on the good guys, we have good Zane and the green ninja himself, Lloyd. I know in the set he does come with a pair of he comes with a golden katana. But I may have used it for something else and I misplaced it. So yeah, just know Lloyd has this thing, this golden sword thing. But here he is in the flesh, and he does have a sword on his back, which he can pull out, then you can use with his shoulder armor. And when you take it off, here's his face. The camera can focus. And here's his other face, his bad boy face, and this is like a serious ninja mode face. Also comes with the set is Zane. Here's Zane with his ice elements spilling out of the back of his head. Once again, Zane is a robot, so when you take it off, his face is robotic. And you can see he has a snarly face, but then he does not have a second face. So he can never be happy, I guess. So there's that. And before we go on to the next figures, I might as well point out the other thing included in this set, which is Zane's spinner. So if you're a Ninjago fan and you've been collecting spinners for a long time, I certainly have, but these are the new ones. Ninjago does sell these spinners in their own individual sets, but this set comes with Zane's spinner, so if you have the set, there is no need for you to buy the Zane spinner set. Just saying. But how does this work? Well, you just attach the figure. There's simply two studs in there. You just attach Zane, whose mask fell off, and then instead of in the old days, you used to spin spinners by doing this, but that doesn't work for these spinners anymore. So what you gotta do? Grab the top of his head and just let it rip, just like that. And it fell off the shelf. Fantastic. Over on the bad guys side, so this set actually comes with four bad guys from the Ice Clan. Not just two or one. 4 of them. So Zane and Lloyd are in for a fight. Well, it makes sense seeing how big the mech is. It will probably take more than 4 guys to take down a mech that size. So first and foremost, here is General Vex. It's his name. He has this little machine. What do you call it? These spears with like a banner attached. And here's just the printing on the banner, some ancient Japanese printing, and his helmet right here, and here's the shoulder harness. I think this is the guy who tricked Zane into becoming their leader or something. Don't remember. Once you take out the helmet, there is no second face. You can see he has a more of a turquoise style head. I'm just gonna remove his spear for a second and just show you. This is his shoulder blade. So he has some ice particles coming out. And I'm not going to take off the harness to show you the print, just because I'm not that kind of person. But you know what? You're changing my mind anyways. I might as well do it. Here we go. Here's the print. Just like that. And I like to keep my figures intact for a good reason. Alright. Next up, we'll move on to his right. We have we just have 1 Blizzard Warrior. So these are Blizzard soldiers apparently. Blizzard City, by the way. So this is Blizzard Warrior, and he basically has the same style as General Vex, except he is recolored in dark brownish red. And take off that. And he has 1 eye. He has an eye patch on the other, because I guess one of the ninjas cut it off? I don't know. His sword here is in this wonderful light cyan-ish blue color, and I really like the color scheme on the sword. I think it is very, very smart of them to do something like this. And once again, front, back, and I just knocked the guy over. I will take this off. Same thing, General Vex. I do want to mention though, his arms are different in terms of color. So you get his normal dark brown red here, and then on this side you get a light blue, translucent blue arm. So remember, these guys are ice warriors, which makes sense because then they can have part ice. And yeah, I just knocked over all my figures. Gosh dang it. Alright, next we have the... Stand up, you guys. Next we have the Blizzard Archer. So this guy is a little different from the others. He doesn't have as much armor as the Warrior, because he's not on the front lines. He's at the back firing arrows with range. And speaking of range, his weapon here is a crossbow. One of the classic crossbow pieces. His helmet here is also in this dark red brownish color. You take that off, he has a second face. This is his other face, and he has this transparent blue shoulder armored piece. Which brings us to our last bad guy, which is he is the Blizzard Sword Master. So he's one of the top-notch fighters in the Ice Clan. He has his black new Sensei Wu head style. It's a new one, not the old one, which you can attach something on top, I believe. And then he's holding 2 of that very awesome cyan blue, light blue sword, and he has his print here, and he does come with a cape. So he's wearing a ragged, almost broken up cape, and when you do lift that cape, he has a print on the back. And once you take it off, he is, I believe, the only figure here who has a transparent blue minifigure head, and that is very cool. I think from the 4 of these, this guy is definitely my favorite from the 4 the 4 ice dudes included in this set. So that is all the figures. Let's now look at that giant Titanic mech. Now remember, I bought this set in Yellowstone in the United States, and the price of that was $79.99, so that was $80. So Well, from where I'm from in Canada, this would probably be around the $90 to $100 range. And so this thing is a behemoth. So I have a ruler. I don't have a meter stick, but right now, just from sitting up here, this is 20 meters. So if I put my finger here, then tallest would be around 29 to 30 centimeters tall. So that is very, very tall for a Lego set. 30 centimeters. And so in this 30 centimeters, what does that mean? Well, this was a 2019 set, and I'm doing this video in 2020. So they did release a smaller mech, but this was from the Legacy line, one of the remakes. So this is the Golden Mech, also owned by Lloyd. So let's put these guys side to side and stand this guy all the way up. I folded these guys together. Now, here is the Titan Mech, and here's the Golden Mech. Yeah, the Titan Mech is huge, and given by its size, I guess that's what makes it intimidating. So we can say bye-bye to the Golden Mech. And yes, so yeah, this is one tall mech, but I like how Lego didn't ditch its size for design, and design is still very, very crucial, and I like it on this thing. So first and foremost, legs. Starting off, let's look at the feet here. The feet have articulation. Well, it is slightly ball socketed, but it is very little because it has that huge friction adder piece that was first introduced in Lego Hero Factory. So you can move the feet left to right. They just have very strong resistance because of the friction. Same goes here for this leg, and looking up, you can see some of the joints here have interesting Sensei Wu hat design, and then the knees. Can you fold this? Well, you kind of can fold this open, so if you want to like, but you can't really bend, you can't move the knees at all. The knees are locked in place. The most you can do is just slightly twist this to the side. That's really all you can do. But with the actual leg itself, it is friction socketed, so you can spread the legs here. There's two joints here because it's such a heavy and big thing, so it needs the extra support to carry the weight. But with that, you can move the legs all the way up. You can move this all the way back, so you can be doing the splits, and you can definitely fold this back. And so with double joints, it's good weight, it's good resistance, but posability, it doesn't run into a problem, and that's what I appreciate about this. So like a good building is formed by its foundation. Although this isn't a building, its foundations, which are the legs, are very good, and I appreciate Lego for putting in the effort for doing that. So let's move up now, shall we? Arms. So first and foremost, I'm just gonna remove the big sword it has, and we're just gonna look at the arms individually. So the arms again is socketed, so you can move all the way up. You can't really go all the way up because of these shoulder pads, which can only go up this far, but then you can fold this open, which then will allow you to move the arms all the way up and move it down. So these shoulder pads, we'll go over that in a second, but the elbows here are normal ball socket jointed, so that allows lots of movement with the elbows. And the fingers are all using these small Exo-Force finger pieces, except they're in gold. Really like that. And with the extra stud here, there you'll note with the wheel here, sorry, not stud. So if I bring it here, you'll notice there is a wheel here, and that will spin this razor blade on this side. This is a golden razor blade, and the wheel will just spin this greatly. I guess this is good for like in case like the mech drops the sword or something, or as like a small shield. Really like it, although it's only for this arm, but hey, The other arm is for another use. So here's the other arm. Fingers can open, and then the stud here, it is to attach the sword, which comes in the set, which I'll now show you the sword. It is a very traditional oriented katana. Don't get me if I'm wrong, because I like the design they have at the end here with the little golden chain thing. And the way they extended the blade just makes this thing a very, very authentic and looks very awesome. So, with the hole here, you can now then slip it right through the stud here. And then you just close up the fingers to lock it in place. It's very, very simple. And you fling the finger around. It's a little loose. It's not tight, but at least the sword won't slip off so easily. Oh, but there, we still got a lot more to cover. Trust me, we got a lot more. And now I have to move the camera up just to cover the top angles, because I have to move the camera down to get the overall shot of this thing. It's a very big thing, I must say. So here is the shoulder pads. If we can zoom in and get the print on it, here it is. Don't really know what the message is going for here, but that's, and the feet just snapped. Then moving on here, you'll notice there, this thing has got a pair of very nice wings, and I really like the design on these wings, and they look awesome with the transparent lime green color. And these are on a friction added ball joint, so I appreciate the resistance it has. Here's what it looks like from the back. Wow, this thing is so unstable, isn't it? Alright, here's the back. I like how the back is nicely covered. And then here's just here's what the wings look like on the back. And here's what it looks like on this side. For this elbow, there's no razor blade, just the thing to hold the katana. And then we look at the cockpit, the driver's seat. But first, let's look at the head. So the head here has these golden pegs on here, and you can look, this lime green print here makes it look like eyes. Really like that detail. But then you can fold this up, which then reveals the driver's seat, which you can sit Lloyd into. Pull that down. I think he's supposed to be sitting. That's a mistake I should not have made. There you go. Alright, now he's sitting down. You just close that in, and now Lloyd is driving the Titan Mech. And then here is the chest print, like what they did with these golden shark fin pieces here. And I like the overall texture of the gold bars and everything. It's very, in terms of coloring, it's very, very well coordinated, and I definitely appreciate what they have done. Really cool, just overall throughout the entire mech. Very good color scheme, and it's definitely something I would not take for granted for this set. Alright, and that's it for the mech. Or is it? No, it's not it. There's one more major play function on this set. That's what makes this set very special. Remember the wings? The wings I said back here? Well, you can pull the wings like this. That thing just fell off. That was not what you're supposed to do. Like that, right? And then this entire thing can detach, and it is now its own separate vehicle. So here's what the mech looks like now without the aircraft on its back. Here's what it looks like. So it's kind of bare now. It's not as detailed as it originally was. And alright, now the back looks very plain. Didn't look as great as it was before. But then again, without it, this definitely looks like, still looks like a one of those Pacific Rim mechs, and it still looks pretty cool. And let's not forget the main purpose of that. So, mech aside, let's now look at the aircraft itself. So this is what stays on the back of the mech, and this is the aircraft. Now, engine thrusts are here, the back, and Lloyd is supposed to sit in here, and you just fly this thing like a normal plane or like a fighter. And these wings, remember, like I said, because of the friction adders here, it is fully articulatable. It's just very tough. But then again, I like how it stays in place, and you can just use it to fly around. Remember, very neat design on this thing. Very, very neat. And then there's one more thing, right here, and it does have a shoot function. It has those spring-loaded shooters, except this time these bullets are in green. So to fire them, you just simply do this. And then same goes on this side, which didn't really fire, but take two. There we go. Alright, I'm just gonna say this now with complete honesty, and I really mean what I say. I love this set. This set is huge. For $100, around that price, this is certainly something you can get out of, and it's worth it. Definitely worth it. It's a huge behemoth. You can get so many figures. The design on the mech is awesome, and the play features, and how I really like the wings. The wings on the back of the mech, really fleshing it out, and it just makes the overall design go pow. It's amazing, guys. It's amazing. And the way you can detach, not really a big fan of the aircraft carrier that is as on his back, but when it's on the mech, the design of it is very, very neat, and I love it. This set, definitely recommend. It is something, if you got the cash, definitely one of those Lego sets that you have to pick up. By the time you're watching this video, this set may have already been retired and be not in stores anymore. That's alright, but just remember, this is one of the really cool sets, and it's definitely something I would recommend you to pick up at the store. And I will rate this a 9.5 out of 10, just because the aircraft carrier isn't all that great, but I feel like you can definitely, it's definitely the design and the size of this massive mech will make up for the lack in that aircraft, and it is something really, really cool, and I still can't stop looking at it. And it's something you can definitely put on display if you're not playing with it. This is a really cool thing to put on display if you're a person, you're an adult, and you don't really have time to play with Legos. But for kids, this is something really nice to be playing with, and for adults, it's good for something for displaying. And I believe this is a perfect win-win 50-50 set, and this is one of the best Lego has done for their Ninjago wave. So these are my opinions. Remember, my opinions are not the official opinions, so if you got your own opinions, make sure to, well, I don't know about YouTube Kids if they're going to allow comments on this video, but you can definitely support by liking or disliking the video. Either of them helps, and in the meantime, I'm going to go back to making more videos and bring you guys more content for this channel. Peace out.